All right. A little bit of rain came through North Wilkesboro, North Carolina earlier, but we are finally back. We're under racing green flag conditions very early in this race. Victoria back to a very commanding lead. We got a one-car incident back there as we are having a heated battle up here for the second place spot. That is Ray Wolfo and his teammate, Mirror Gamer. Coming off of his first win at Ocean City, now challenging his boss at Swift Motorsports for that second place spot. He's going to hold him off here on lap number 3 of 120 here from North Wilkesboro. Yeah, Ray seems to be having a lot of troubles with wall snags recently, doesn't he? The wall snags, quite frankly, they love him. They love him so much. And that puts none other than Nico Alex in where else but third place. This guy just can't seem to catch a break. he loves that. He loves just barely making the podium. He loves just barely being there. You know what? We love that for him, don't we? It could, because we've gotten so very spread out, but I mean, we got Mir and Victoria about to be having a vicious battle up here for first place. Well, that as soon as I talk about that, he starts losing a little bit of shall I say, real estate on Victoria, and he's about, I'd say, 4-ish, maybe 5-ish car lengths away from Victoria now. 9 laps deep into the race here at North Wilkesboro. Martin Sadler finds himself all the way back in 5th, several seconds away from Ray Wolfo, who's currently running in 4th. Nico spins too. Oh my lord of mercy. Oh, and someone's into the pit. Is that Martin Sadler? Is that Martin Sadler? That was Martin Sadler. You know, screw Marcus Vanderlee for being a law-abiding and civil, hardworking human being. You know. You know what? Yeah. I'll send them. I'll send them to China. We're getting into a rhythm. We're getting into a fucking rhythm. Look at this. Oh! Daniel, you really cooked with these setups, bro. I'll tell you what. What do you mean you didn't cook? Yeah, I think you cooked. I wasn't even game when he said what he said, so. Listen, bro, the only opinion that I respect and the only opinion that I respect is Nico Alex's. Very good opinions. He tells me that the Easter Bunny should be banned from every country. Nico Alex wishes that the holiday of Easter be moved to November. Martin Sadler coming into the mix. Oh my god. That's oh boy. Oh man. I have a suggestion. What if we go to Richmond Raceway next season? Would you be down to go to Richmond Raceway next season? Why don't you want to go there? Wait, did you use the model that I use? Yeah. Yeah, bro. I have a model. I have a model. Don't worry. We'll go to Richmond. It'll be like our Daytona, you know? Yeah, let's go to Loudon. Let's go to New Hampshire. Yeah. Let's go to. Do you want to go to New Hampshire? You want to go to the Milwaukee Mile? Huh? Yeah. Why? Why? No, what a great little battle. Oh. Nico, that's gonna be your first warning. That was a little something right there. I don't think that was on purpose, but I mean that was a move and a half. Kind of pinched right down there, all the way to the apron. It is hard racing, but then there's whatever that was. Just catching up. He's represent. This is the first race of the season too that we've had representation from Toyota. This is nuts. Let's talk about that. Toyota's entered the fray. Let's go. One Ford, one Toyota, and the rest are Dodges. And Dodge is somehow mollywhopping the competition, dude. That is not talked about enough. Breaking news: the owner points will never be touched. Yeah, honestly, don't they have it like locked up at this point? Because every other fucking team doesn't show up. Every other team. Young Thug Motorsports is like in limbo right now. It's not even a team anymore. Ray Wolfo in the Mike and Ike 44. He's my favorite driver. And in this battle, Ray Wolfo has slowly entered the fray for a three-car battle for third. Nico, Alex, and Martin Sadler into the wall goes Martin. The dogfight is over, but not over yet for third. Ray Wolfo very much still there, right with the 95, keep him pace off into 1 and 2. He's going to shoot for the inside. Can't quite get there just yet. Off the corner, he has a little bit of a run. Going to try to set him up here in 3 and 4. He goes for the pass, dives it in deep, clears him off of 4. Ray Wolfo to 4. Oh my God! Holy. Dude, oh my God. Bro, Ray got airtime, dude. He's back on all fours. Oh my God, dude, that was awesome. I'm on the Daniel administration. Sponsored by Mike and Ike's. And Ray Wolfo off to a great start. Several car lengths out from Victoria, currently in second, under fire from, I believe that is Mira Gamer, her other teammate, out on the racetrack right now. And I'll tell you what, Mira has been sneaky competitive tonight. He's had speed, he's had the know-how. He just hasn't been able to close the deal. And now Victoria in his clutches, he's going to try to make something happen here to catch up to his big boss, who's up in first place right now with 88 into the books of 120. That's solid. Mir sets up the pass nearly to the corner panel of Victoria. They're side by side across the stripe into 1 and 2. They're still side by side, clashing, clanging, beating each other up right now for that second place spot. Drag racing off into 3 and 4 once again. Still side by side. Mir not quite clear yet, with Victoria having a big run off the outside. He clears her off of 4. Mir gonna overtake for second. Victoria not giving up the position without a fight. She's all over the rear bumper of the 11, off through 3 and 4. Now, once again, a big wash up the racetrack for Mir. Here comes Victoria on his corner panel, knocking at his door. Side by side again here in 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway again. Victoria clears him off of 2, and he's not going to let him away. Mirror Gamer lets up, and that's going to let Nico Alex sneak his way back into where else but position number 3. But Mirror not going to let him get away with it just yet. On his rear bumper, he's going to try to set up a pass. He washes up the racetrack, messes up. And that would be very tragic if it did happen. But Ray Wolfo, through all this battling behind them, it has been the story the entire night. Everybody battles behind the leader, and it just allows the leader to pull away no matter who they are. I mean, Ray is just taking off. He is not looking back right now, but a caution could do this man in. Nico battling for second with Victoria on the rear bumper of the 45. Couldn't quite get there just yet. Down the back straightaway, will he be able to have a run to set up a pass off into 3 and 4? Doesn't really look like it, but he's going to try it anyway. And here he comes on the corner panel, side by side, drag race to the line. And Nico clears her off of turn number 1, but Victoria puts him up the racetrack for the crossover. Drag racing again down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Victoria on the inside with the advantage, clears him off of 4. Victoria reclaims position number 2. And Victoria going to cut him off for real there. And that's going to put him all the way back in the clutches of Mirror Gamer, who's currently hungry for third place. Martin is having the time of his life right now, I'll tell you what. Anyways, the battle for third brewing up between Mira and Nico Alex side by side through 3 and 4. Mira going to try to clear him off of 4. Has a run off in a 1 and 2. He will. Clears him finally. Nico back to 4th, but Nico going to try to do the crossover near on the corner panel of Mirror Gamer, heading off into 3 and 4. Side by side again. Through 3 and 4, Nico washes him up the racetrack, pins him onto the wall, beating and banging to the line. Mirror going to hold him off for just a little bit longer. Up the racetrack goes Mirror, and Nico going to clear him off into 1. Mirror with a run off of corner number 2. He's going to try to set up a pass here in 3 and 4. He's going to do it side by side again here in 3 and 4. Puts Nico up the racetrack, pins him on the wall, nearly gets together. 18 to go from North Wilkesboro. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. This battling between these two has been absolutely phenomenal. No battles for the lead in a while, but the battles for every other position has been absolutely insane. Mir puts Nico into the wall. Maybe that's a little retaliation for a move he didn't like earlier. Mir back into 3rd. And he's got about a car length and a half separating him from Nico Alex as it stands. And now he's starting to stretch it out to a few more car lengths. It's about 3, maybe 4. Size down a little bit into 3 and 4. That's going to maybe be maybe a little bit down to 3 car lengths, shaved it down a little bit. 15 to go from North Wilkesboro. And Ray Wolfo has all but checked out, victorious several seconds back of the leader. And all he's got to do is hope and pray that there is no caution left in this event. Trouble for Martin Sadler. Another 1 car incident. I'm willing to bet it was probably a wall snag. He sends a prayer emoji in chat, so that's probably exactly what happened. Let's go back to the battle for third. Nico, while we were talking, has overtaken for third place. Side by side again through 3 and 4. Mir and Nico going at it at the stripe. Mir gets it again. Mir going to clear him off into 1. Nico hounding the rear bumper of the 11. He pounds him up into the outside wall. Side by side. Into 3 and 4. Nico on the inside. Mir gonna lift and let him up, but here comes the crossover move off the corner. Mir nearly loses it. Almost comes across the front, but puts him up into the outside wall. 11 to go from North Wilkesboro. I don't think Nico is done with him yet. And with Martin Sadler coming into the mix as a lap car, we could potentially see something terrible happen. I hope it doesn't, but we could see something happen here between these 3. We'll keep an eye on them. 9 to go. 9 circuits left for the 44 up in first place. And what a night it has been, from a troublesome first half of the race for him to a now almost dominant stint in the second half of the race. It has been a ride for the team owner of Swift Motorsports. But let's cut back to the battle for third. It is heating up again. Mir finds himself washed up the outside of the racetrack. Here comes Nico slipping in underneath for that third place spot again. Mir going to try to set him up for a pass here in 3 and 4, but Nico Alex going to close the door on him. He's right on the rear bumper of the 95. He's going to set up another pass here in 1 and 2. They nearly come together. They're banging. Up the racetrack they go. They're side by side again, drag racing off into 3 and 4. 6 to go. Who will get third here in North Wilkesboro? The battle has been so fierce between these two. Nico making room when room is not there, shoving him up the racetrack. Almost loses it down the back straightaway, side by side again into 3 and 4. Mir going to ride the Dente up on the high side with a little bit of a runoff of 4, but it's not going to let him defend too much. Nico Alex back to third, but they're still side by side again. They are at each other's throats. They are not giving in. Side by side again off of turn number 3 and 4, nearly equal to the stripe. Bumper to bumper at the line. Mir gonna put him up the racetrack off of turn number 2. Absolutely. I don't think there's been a more fierce battle for any position this season than right now between these two drivers. With 3 circuits left and popsicle sticks at the stripe, when Ray Wolfo hits the line, he does. Popsicle sticks is what's left here from North Wilkesboro Speedway. Martin Sadler might be a little bit of a trouble here for Nico Alex, holding him up. But as we speak, the white flag will go. Around goes Nico. And that's it. Ray Wolfo down the back straightaway through 3 and 4 one final time. Hats off to the team owner. Swift Motorsports number 44 of Ray Wolfo wins from North Wilkesboro. Victoria will claim second, and Mir will claim third. That is a Swift Motorsports 1, 2, 3 with Nico in fourth. Martin will round out the field. What a night from North Wilkesboro. Ray Wolfo, this is JD Kelly from the booth. Do you have a copy?
Loud and clear.
Well, you, sir, have had quite the day from North Wilkesboro, from a very troublesome first half with the track's wall snags. The racing gods were just not very kind to you in that first half of the race. You managed to somehow, some way, find a rhythm in the second half of the race, and not just that, but pull away from your teammate who has been so dominant this season. Not only that, but I'm pretty sure you got to be damn proud of Mirror Gamer as well for his performance that he put out on the racetrack right now. Racing his heart out for that third place spot. But I want to talk about first your night overall, getting the win. It has been a while since we've seen you in victory lane, my friend.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been in victory lane. Yes, we did definitely have a rough stretch in the first half. But the first half is just basically just learning the track and which lines I had to pick and how can I time to go faster than the rest. Eventually, I figured it out after halfway. Just picking the better line than what the others were using compared. Um, and then we just figured out how to like gain time. What several laps has gone by, and eventually I got by Mirror, and I was getting closer on Victoria. And as soon as I got by her, it was easily like game over from this stretch. Pretty proud of how this race in the second half in the good ways. Shout out to shout out to our boys at the shop, Mike and Ike's and Superheat Designs. And obviously I would like to give a shout out to Victoria and Mirror for finishing a swift 1-2-3. And particularly Mirror for having a huge battle with Nico for the final podium spot. Yeah, I don't have a good feel of it, so I wish I would have seen it, but I gotta keep my eyes out ahead of me. So but yeah, overall, it's been a great night for Swift Motorsports tonight, especially my first race back after Detroit. So thankfully, that race didn't happen on Friday as was planned out. So, or else this was a win that never happened. So
Definitely. Again, reiterating what I said, your team had nothing short of a great night tonight here from North Wilkesboro, from your teammates' mind-boggling battle with Nico Alex for the third place spot, to you being able to rebound from that rough first patch, to being a 1-2-3 finish from North Wilkesboro tonight. That is just a picture perfect night for Swift Motorsports and the people back at the shop. I'm sure they will be very happy to be hearing about this. Congratulations on your win today, Ray Wolfo. Anything else you got for us before we move on to the next interview?
I think that's pretty much it for today.
All right, and that was your race winner, Ray Wolfo. As we move on down pit lane to our fourth place finisher tonight, part of that, a existential battle for many laps, one of the best cinematic battles that I think I've seen in road racing history, Nico Alex.
Yo.
Nico, man, this is JD Kelly from the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
All I'm gonna say, man, is with that battle, you had my jaw on the floor, and you were really working my vocal cords, dude. You and Mir, you guys were definitely making me earn my money tonight. That was one of, if not the craziest road racing battles that I think I've ever had to commentate. It was nearly every single lap you guys were trading positions. It was nonstop. You ultimately didn't get that third place spot, which I'm sure you were a little bit disappointed about. But I got to ask you, how does it feel to be able to battle for so long and so hard to the level that you did today with a guy like Mir?
Yeah, the race was good. The battle was good. I had fun with it. There was a couple questionable moves that he was doing mid battle, but overall it was good. I had a fun time. Not too happy with my performance overall during this race. I killed a lot of people, not intentionally, and I am not proud of it. But no, congratulations to Ray first, for their team for getting, second, third. I didn't win. Oh well. But it was a fun battle at the end there. So I could be happy with that at least.
Definitely one for the history books for you and Team 95 for Marlboro Red Motorsports. I'm pretty sure that's your team's name. What a night for you and Team 95 here from North Wilkesboro. Again, not what you were looking for, but I mean, definitely going to be part of RRX history and go down as probably one of the best battles that we've seen in probably any of the races besides Ocean City at the very bitter end there. But putting all that aside, not a terrible night for you and Team 95. You guys got fourth place points. Definitely not bad for the championship points. Again, maybe not necessarily mathematically eligible and maybe not searching for a championship in that regard, but definitely not, can't hurt to get those points in case something happens with the 45. And maybe you could be there at the end of the season if something does happen. But overall, I think you're getting way better with tank chassis, and I think that first win this season is definitely in the ringer for you and Team 95 if you guys keep doing what you're doing right now. Would you agree?
I think so. I think I'm starting to slowly get the hang of these cars. It's very dependent, really, because when I get low ping, I can drive pretty good and I can keep up with the top runners there because, my inputs are much quicker. But races like today, I run in my ping is like 120. So is my inputs, when I put them in, they're a lot more delayed and they're a lot more exaggerated than I would like them to be. So I'm not as smooth as I would like it. But, um, as long as I make it entertaining and everything for everybody, as long as I give everybody some good racing, I guess that's really all that there is I need. I may not be able to get the championship, but fuck it. You know what? If I can get third place for it, at least, and I think that would be good.
Well, you know what? I think I really enjoy the fact that you are willing to put on one for the fans, even if it's not guaranteed to win. Your willingness to just be out there having fun, having a blast. I think that is definitely something to admire. And honestly, I think that's worthy enough to even maybe earn you a little nickname. I think a nickname that has been maybe long forgotten by the NASCAR fandom, but I think we have the second coming here, folks, of Mr. Excitement. Mr. Excitement in the 95, Nico Alex, man. You put on a show today for the folks at home, man. Congratulations on your fourth place spot, and congratulations on one of the best battles that I've seen in road racing history. Thank you for talking to us, man.
No problem. Have a good night, yo.
We will see you at the next race, Mr. Excitement, and we are going to move on to Martin Sadler if he wishes to talk to us. He did. Martin, this is JD Kelly from the booth. Do you have a copy? I don't either. Mr. Martin, this is JD from the booth. Do you have a copy? No mic? Oh boy. Well, that sucks. But anyways, let us run through this night tonight. Historic night in RRX. First representation of Toyota of the season. I think that's pretty damn cool. And I won't sugarcoat it. Tonight, I don't think necessarily was your night. It was your first night in an RX event, though. So I don't think necessarily as far as what you did, I don't think it was terrible. I think it's a learning experience. It was definitely a learning day for you and the 00X team. And moving forward, I think you guys will be able to take these lessons into future events. What do you got to say on your race today? I didn't expect nothing, knowing I have kind of skill issue driving these cars. Huh. Okay. You're still typing, but it had some good. I had some good fights through the race. I don't think you're. I don't think you're definitely wrong about that. I think you had a couple of good fights up there at the front. You were even running in the top 3 for a minute there, but still, definitely a night to build off of. I don't think you necessarily had the worst night. Definitely not the worst of anybody that I've seen in the series, but all around a solid first night in the RRX tour. Anything else you got for us? And what do you mean with Toyota? Well, oh wait, what? Okay, so there's I just noticed something about his car. So he's got a Camry front end and he's got an Impala back end. So, Mark, riddle me this: is your car supposed to be a Chevy Impala? It's supposed to be a Toyota. Well, he's asking what I mean with Toyota having it first representation. This is the first time that we've had a Toyota in the race. That's what I mean. Yeah. But anyways, my car, it was kind of a fusion between a Chevy and Toyota. Well, I hope to get the better next races. Yeah, I hope so too, man. To have another competitive car up there, that would be awesome. To have more of those amazing battles that we've been seeing out of these drivers for weeks. But yeah, definitely a solid night for you, and hopefully this is a learning night and a stepping stone in your career here in RRX. At Ocean City. I think he left before the race started. Dude, Ocean City, man. Ocean City, I'm gonna go out on the women's side. I think it was the best race this season. Yeah. All around. Because I would say this was the best race if that was the battle for the lead. Because honestly, there was not much challenge for the lead when Victoria and Ray were leading. That's all I'm gonna put it that way. When Ray and Victoria were up front, there was really no challenge for the race win. Anyways. Thank you for talking to me, everybody, and thank you for popping out tonight here from North Wilkesboro. That will end the night. We'll see you all at where do we go next?